Once, in a time not so far from our own, there was a man who set out to reach the peak of a legendary mountain. They said that atop this summit, the sun never truly sets, and the air is so thin and pure that it washes away every trace of sorrow. But the man began his journey with a strange companion, a massive wooden trunk strapped to his back with worn, heavy leather cords. The weight was so immense that it forced his body to bend toward the earth, his every step carving a deep, painful groove into the dust. Halfway up the trail, as he stopped by a cold mountain spring to catch his breath, he encountered an old woman sitting on a moss-covered stone. She was looking toward the horizon with a quiet, knowing smile. She watched the man struggle with his burden and said softly, "A long road lies ahead, traveler. It is a heavy life you carry on your shoulders." The man, his voice strained and dry, replied, "I cannot leave it behind. Everything I am is inside this chest. Here are the stones I gathered from my first failures, the tattered clothes that hold the scent of my oldest regrets, even the rusted locks to doors I lost the keys to long ago. These things belong to me. How can I leave them?" The old woman took a sip of water and whispered, "The road does not need your luggage, traveler. The mountain only welcomes those with empty hands and light hearts. You believe these things are your possessions, but in truth, you have become their possession. Look at how they have tethered you to the ground." At first, the man did not listen. He pushed on. But as the path grew steeper, his breath grew shallow. The sharp edges of the wood cut into his skin. Suddenly, his foot slipped and he fell. There, in the absolute silence of the heights, he heard his own heart, not beating with life, but thumping with exhaustion. He realized he hadn't looked at the summit in days. He had spent the entire journey staring at his own shadow and the dirt beneath his feet. He had traded the beauty of the world for the weight on his back. In that moment, something inside him finally gave way. With trembling hands, he reached back and unbuckled the leather straps. The wooden chest hit the ground with a thunderous thud. For a second, he felt a wave of terror, as if by letting go of his pain, he was losing himself. But when he stood up and straightened his spine, a strange sensation washed over him. His shoulders felt light as if they had grown wings. His lungs filled with air he hadn't felt since childhood. He realized he didn't need those black stones or those faded regrets. To reach the light, he had to have the courage to be empty. The man continued his climb, no longer a servant to his past, but a guest of the wind. He reached the top, not because he was strong, but because he was finally free. The story of this traveler is a mirror of our own lives. We often carry our suffering like a sacred treasure, simply because it is familiar, and we fear the empty space that letting go might leave behind. Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, offered a profound insight into this struggle. He taught that people are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. He believed that letting go is not an act of weakness or passivity. It is the highest form of intelligence. For a Stoic, wisdom is the ability to distinguish between what is worth carrying and what is not. Our intrusive thoughts, our old grudges, and our what-ifs are the wooden chest we mistakenly call our identity. But philosophy reminds us that your true self is not the burden you carry, but the one who chooses to lay it down. Peace is the reward for the soul that realizes no destination is worth reaching if you spend the entire journey looking at the ground.